Hello, my beautiful and lovely gamers. My name is Jonal. I will try to be positive about Overwatch, and it's been requested for quite a while now that people wanted me to essentially talk about stuff that I don't like. They wanted, you guys want my honest opinion as a coach, as a Grandmaster player, as a guy that played the games in beta. What is it that I don't like about the game, since I always talk praise about it? And it's quite simple. There's not like that much that I don't like about the game. I think that most map additions are exciting. There are some maps that I don't like as much as others. For example, I don't really like Horizon Lunar Colony. I still think the same thing that I felt when that map was released, and I scrimmed with it the very first time with my team. We were like, okay guys, so this is the new map, and yeah, we gotta make up some tactics on it. And I remember we had no clue how to play. Like, I could not come up with any decent viable strategies. We soon found out something like, okay, let's just play dive, because everyone played dive at the time, and that was exciting. But it's still a map that I have some distaste for. It's growing on me. I think the rework was good, but it's growing on me. But I still want those maps that I don't like. But what I hate mostly about is a couple of the hero design choices that Blizzard has made. Not for all heroes, actually. And I think that's something. For example, I have nothing against Doomfist. I think Doomfist is perfectly counterable. I think he's a very strong hero if you know how you're doing. I played today on Faker, which is the Diamond Platinum account that we use here on the community channel. Essentially, the way you guys can suggest, hey, I want to see you play this hero and break down how to dominate with him, and I'll play him on Faker. That's essentially what Faker is. And I played, and there was like this Doomfist who had like a lot of hours. Like, he was like almost gold border. He had a lot of hours of Doomfist. Gold weapons, holy smackled. If they have gold weapons, they gotta be really good here, right? Since gold weapon is only given to the most skilled and prestige players in the game. And yeah, I could outplay him. He was not very good. Even he missed mechanics and so on, and therefore I could outplay him. His positioning was good. I could poke him down from distance. I have very little against Doomfist. The same goes with Break. I don't really have that much against Break. I had a lot against Break when she had like fucking stuns through shields and could fucking one-tap tracers and like was just like this like pure incarnation of thing. I still think, and this is where I don't like the Blizzard designs their heroes. Some of the supports with this, it feels like they kind of, well, how can I say it? They make like these one-man armies. You know what I mean? Like they take Moira, for example. Moira is like the epitome of what I think is stupid game design in this game. She has incredible damage for support. In general, she has incredible damage. She can melt any 200 HP hero, especially if she uses a ball in that combat sequence. Plus lifesteal. Plus and a really good movement ability. Plus her ultimate is really good at both healing, also pretty good at just nuking a general support or DPS again. She's very, very good at killing shit. She can chase, she can disengage, she has 200 HP damage, or plus she has lifesteal. I think that's the problem. She can heal a lot, she can damage a lot, she has movement and lifesteal. And I think especially the last part is the problem. They give lifesteal or like self-sustainable abilities to some of the supports way too much. And it might be because there's a lot of solo healing going on in the game. That might be why they're trying to like balance it out. So the people. But the problem is that it becomes very much of, yes, if you have the skill, you can crush a Moira. If I play Kree, I can normally crush a Moira, no problemo. If I play Soldier, I can normally do it. If I play Tracer, if I play Genji, yes, I can normally out 1v1 a Moira. But if you are in Platinum or Gold, or hell, even Diamond, I know, and I've seen this a lot, that there's a lot of people that are struggling with countering Moira. Me as a Genji player, I struggle countering Moira. I need to land very, very precise, very, very precise body and headshot combos to make sure that I take her down. Because she will just re-sustain herself once more. And there's not much you can do about it. When she starts, with some heroes, there's just not much you can do about it. And it goes down to, the logic that if Moira is one of those heroes, that is like, okay, she's like has a really low skill ceiling. By just playing her just straight out of the box, just plug and play style hero, not really learning many mechanics, not learning like fancy jumps or anything like that with your fade, you can really do a lot. And if you play against people that doesn't have, to counter her, you need very high mechanics. Therefore, also, when she is getting countered. If you meet a, you know, the friend, just use the friend because he's Danish and I'm half Danish, long live, dude. If you meet the friend and you play Moira, there's a pretty good chance you'll get fucked because you will only have, you have a skill ceiling that is very low. Like, you have a skill floor that's like, yeah, this is how easy it is to go into. This is, you get a very pretty good power level from the beginning, and then it really stagnates. And it's like, okay, you don't get further. It doesn't become much better than this. You can play her very, very in combat. You can play her practically perfectly, and you can still get outdueled by DPS because there's just like this limit of how good you can be with that hero, just because of her pure stats. But it's like kind of like, it's a little bit like Reaper, just worse. It's like she's very good at stomping people that doesn't have god tier aim or land. Even if you have good aim, you can struggle against her because sometimes you need to land a significant amount of headshots, and that can be very difficult for some people. On top of the fact that her hitbox isn't very, like, she's skinny. Like, at least give her some curves, boys. Like, when does this become more beautiful than this, right? At least give her some curves so she's much easier to hit. And I think that's a problem with some of Blizzard's game design. There's some of the heroes have a little bit too much of self-sustain, making them very, very good at dueling on the support side. Including the same with Break, with her self-sustain heal. I think that if you remove that, that would be a really easy way of balancing her, so she can still heal around her, she could just not heal herself. Same with Moira, she can heal herself with her healing orb, then it would be a choice to heal yourself, but you cannot heal yourself with Biotic Grasp. If you absolutely want her to heal, give her a mercy passive essentially, so just make it so that when she when she's out of combat for let's say 3 seconds, when she hasn't taken damage in 3 seconds, she will start regain some health. You could do something like that if you absolutely want to sustain her, but that's really my biggest problem with the game. The biggest problem with my game is that the same goes for a hero like Hammond. Like I said, I think Doomfist is fine. You can poke him from range, you can outplay him with positioning, you can sleep him, stun him. That way he is to a certain extent linear and he's punishable. And when he's punished, he's killable. Quite killable, unless you have his ultimate and just pops it, right? Wrecking Ball is different. Very, very different. As he is fucking... He's Hammond! He's fucking over 1,000 health with shields. And shields doesn't give ult charge. So even if you... Like, even if the logic of, okay, he goes in feeds his ults, if he pops shield at the right moment, now he can do it while in balls. He can fly past your main group and pop the shield before he dives. Right, so you can fly past the biggest chunk of your main group, gain shield, fly into the backline, and slam the backline. Which is scary, that he can do that. And we won't even get ult charge from that. And then he can just roll away. And he's super fast, and he has the slam combo where he just slams, knocks people up into the air, and shoot them. And if you're good on support, you can sleep him. In theory, you can to a certain try to out-position him by positioning yourself at closer windows, or corners, or whatever, right? And make it difficult for him, especially high grounds, windows, and so on, if there are some. That you can use. Not every map has that, especially not if you're tanking. And that's an issue for me. When he has incredible sustain, high movement escape, and a relatively, again, low skill thing. And this is where this becomes the same Moira problem, right? He can self-sustain himself with shields, taking very little damage to go back to his team. He has a combo, which is very easy to pull off. It's slam and aim up. Like, it's not very... It's slam, push your mouse a little bit upwards, and then mouse run it. And then you got a kill, right, on that Zen. Unless the Zen gets peeled, which not always happens in lower elos. And that's the issue for me. High sustain, high movement, high damage, or at least decent damage that he can just frag someone out. Very irritating. And I think that's, again, is a problem. I think that he was actually I think that that's, again, is just a problem. That he can do stuff like that. And that makes him more difficult. And it's not real that he, you know, it's playable. You can play against all these heroes. You can play against Moira. I think everybody got very good at playing against Moira. You can play against Hammond. I think people are getting very good at playing against Hammond. But he is still from my personal opinion, he's still a problem that one hero has all of this power behind him to use without requiring as much skill. Like, again, you could say the same thing about Tracer, right? Tracer has a lot of movement, a lot of damage, and sustain. But Tracer requires a shit ton of mechanics to be able to pull off. You need to 180 blink, snap to head, fucking the Fran, you know, flick, pulse bomb into the spawn room, fucking recall back to the other map, and then from there you need to go underground and up through the sky, and then you need to fly through the moon, and then from the moon you code a laser, and then you laser from the sky. You need a lot of fucking mechanical skill to fucking use Tracer. which makes her very much different between. In the same way that in theory, I think that Hanzo, for example, would be an epitome of what people would call bullshit hero, right? Like one-shot potential, tank buster, with wall hacks for easier shots, dragon strike, which is crowd control, right? Bullshit. But Hanzo's killable. That's different. Hanzo doesn't gain, he can't just pop a healing ability for himself. He can't, like, if I play Genji and I go for that Hanzo be fucked. He either goes away or he dies, or he gets peeled, right? So in a 1-to-1 scenario, I have a very big chance to get him, right? If Hammond, it does the same. If Hammond, and I want to do anyone against him, even if I pick like Hog, that is very good at countering him, or hell, then it's like, yeah, I'm Hog, I'll hook the guy, and then he just moves away. And there's like one viable counter, and that's Sombra. That's one viable counter, if the Sombra plays it correctly, right? One out of all the heroes, right? Hanzo has multiple hard counters that you can use against them, or at least counters that you can use against them. That's my only problem with this game right now. That I think some of the balancing is a little bit like, Blizzard, Jeff, can we just not give everyone self-sustainable abilities? Like, if they're gonna be really good at certain stuff, at least give us a weakness so we can shut them down. Like, that is, for me, a more fun counterplay than just having to be like, if you guys remember how I told people to counter Moira when she first was released, was, okay, so this is how you deal with Moira, right? So, a team fight happens, and you just ignore her. Like, if you see her, you can shoot her, but besides that, don't try to duel her, because she'll just fuck you up. Just ignore her and kill her team around her, and then you kill the Moira. The same with the Hammond. I was like, yeah, just kill the team around the Hammond, because you can't burst him. He's fucking not going down in any day soon. So kill the team around him, unless he fucking feeds, right? And it's always been like that for those heroes. I think it was very similar to Break. That, you know, Break is one of those that was a little bit more scary though, because she had so much damage you needed to zone her, or else she would just push in your main group. But when the tactic is just don't fight them yet, okay? Just wait. Kill their team, then fight them. If that's the tactics that we need to incorporate, especially in lower elo rank, not in competitive, but in lower elo rank, I think that's when a problem starts arising a little bit with the hero design. I would love to hear your opinions down in the comments, as always. What do you guys think is the biggest problem in Overwatch? Do you agree with my topics? I would also love seeing you guys on our Discord server. As always, this link down in the description, together with my Twitter, where I post all kinds of weird shit, including personal stuff to the channel, everything in between. And as always, guys, if you're interested in hiring me as your private coach with €3 for a 2-hour session, I hope I see you in my DMs. Doesn't matter if you bronze stuff 500. But as always, guys, my name is Jonal. You stay positive. I love you guys very, very much. As always, guys, keep doing me in your world.